55.
Well, there were a few factors that.
But Cowan, who couldn't finish, behind the back again for Clark, give her another assist.
When Caitlin Clark is playing at her pace, everything changes. The floor opens up, the defense starts scrambling, and suddenly, everybody on the court looks better. But then there are stretches where it feels slower, more controlled, less dangerous. And that's where the real question comes in. Are the Indiana Fever unlocking what makes Caitlin Clark special, or are they unintentionally or intentionally holding her back?
Clark, step back, handoff Boston. She'll give it back to her. Good ball movement. Samuelson's open, and she delivers with a three.
Now, before we dive deep down into this, let's get a couple things clear. This is not about bashing the team. This is not even about bashing the coach. But if you watch the Indiana Fever last season, before Caitlin Clark got hurt, you can tell there's a difference. See, there's a version of this team that looks explosive, and there's also a version that looks contained. And that's what we got to figure out.
Caitlin Clark came into the WNBA as the most impactful women's basketball player we've seen in a generation. And it took a combination of things, both on and off the court.
Let's be clear about one thing first. Caitlin Clark isn't just a great player. She's a multiplier. What I mean by that is, she doesn't just get hers. She elevates everyone around her. When she's pushing tempo, teammates get easier shots. When she's pulling from deep range, defenders have to step out further than they're comfortable. When she's reading the floor, she's creating opportunities most players don't even see. That's not normal, that's rare. And players like that, they don't just fit into systems, they redefine them.
Largest lead for either team has been 7. Clark with the kick out to Samuelson.
So now we get to the real conversation. What kind of offense should this team be running? Because right now, it feels like there are moments where the offense flows through Caitlin naturally, and then moments where it feels like it's being pulled back into structure. And that's where things can get tricky. Because structure isn't bad, but structure without flexibility, that's where problems start.
We talked actually on the bus. She got the call on the bus and she texted me to let me know. And, I just tried to keep her spirits. The thing she said was, hey, coach, they woke a monster, which I thought was awesome.
And we've actually seen this play out before. In the 2024 season, under Coach CourtSide's, early on, things weren't clicking. The offense didn't fully match Caitlin's style. The pace wasn't consistent. The flow felt off at times. But then something changed. In the second half of the season, adjustments were made. The offense opened up. The tempo increased. The ball started living in Caitlin's hands more naturally. And what happened? The Fever took off. They started winning. They found rhythm. They made the playoffs. Now, yeah, they didn't go all the way, but they weren't supposed to. They were young. They were learning. They were building. They were pups still developing. And that matters, because it showed something important. When the system adjusts to Caitlin, the team improves.
So this is where I stand on it. We already seen in multiple videos that I showed y'all about her deep threes and logo threes, kind of like in this video right here. I've already showed you how she's a legend rising, kind of like in this video right here. But people tend to forget how great of a passer she is. People tend to forget how great of a facilitator she is. People tend to forget how she always make her teammates better. Did you guys forget about the 62 records she broke in her rookie season? Did you guys forget about the triple dubs and how Indiana Fever didn't make the playoffs until this girl showed up? So if you know this about her game, and you know she makes her teammates better, and what her game brings to the Indiana Fever, why would you go away from it? It just don't make sense.
The whole world was like, Lord Jesus, this is Steph Curry on the basketball court.
Now let's zoom out for a second. This isn't just about one season. This is about a window. The Indiana Fever are in a position right now where they should be thinking long-term. You're looking at roughly a 3-year window, young core, star player, growing chemistry. This is the time to build something serious, not experiment forever, not hesitate, but to maximize what you have. Because windows in sports, they don't stay open forever. And if you've got a player like Caitlin Clark, you don't wait around to figure it out. You go all in.
Arenas were upgraded, viewership through the roof. But then when it comes to the basketball, what she was able to do was truly impressive.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the fans. Because right now, they're split. You've got one side saying, run it back. Let the coach figure it out. This is part of development. And then you've got another side saying, this isn't working. She's being held back. This style is too old school, and some people are going even further, saying Stephanie White might be holding Caitlin Clark back, that this approach could hurt her long term, that it could even impact her career trajectory. But now the conversation is starting to shift even more. People are asking, is Stephanie White trying to turn this into Kelsey Mitchell's team and build around her? Does she not believe in Caitlin Clark's style of basketball? Or is all of this just one big misunderstanding that needs time to work itself out? Because depending on how you answer that, it completely changes how you look at what's happening right now. And whether you agree or not, the fact that these questions are even being asked, that matters. Because perception becomes pressure.
Off the court, attendance, viewership, on the court, breaking the single season scoring record or the all-time scoring record in college. But now you see her in the WNBA and you can say the exact same thing. Most impactful that we've seen in women's basketball.
And let's be honest, this might come down to philosophy. Old school basketball, set plays, controlled tempo, minimized risk. New school basketball, space, pace, playmaking freedom. Caitlin Clark, she's the definition of new school. So the real question becomes, is the system evolving with her, or is it trying to contain her?
To the Commissioner's Cup final. What a dish. Down the floor. Wallace, the finish. Plus.
Now here's the exciting part. If the Fever get this right, if they fully lean into her strengths, if they build the offense around her vision, if they trust her to control the game, this team becomes dangerous. Not just good, not just competitive, dangerous. Because now you're combining a generational playmaker, a young developing core, a system built for speed and space. That's how contenders are built.
Make no mistake, Caitlin Clark is doing things beyond her years.
So it all comes down to this. Are the Indiana Fever fully committed to maximizing Caitlin Clark's capabilities and her talents? Are they still trying to figure it out? Because Caitlin Clark is a generational talent. And when you land a player with the caliber of Caitlin Clark, you have to go all in. You have to think big. You have to think championships, dynasties, back-to-backs. You don't run away from it. You don't shy away from it. You have to go all in. So let me ask you guys a question. I want you to put it in the comment section. Are the Indiana Fever fully committed to Caitlin Clark's talents and capabilities? Or are they just risking wasting it away?
Because one thing is clear, when Caitlin Clark is fully empowered, this team doesn't just compete, it evolves. And if they tap into that consistently, the rest of the league is going to have a problem.